what is your view of America potentially, invading Yemen and Yemen becoming the next Iraq or the next Afghanistan? Like, were you aware that on December 17th we bombed Yemen? We shot some missiles at Yemen.
Yeah.
And then on the 25th, this young troubled boy does this underwear bomber deal. So a lot of news outlets left that out, that we had sent some missiles over Yemen and destroyed some supposed Al Qaeda bases there. What is your view on that?
Well, my view on that is, we weren't attacked by Yemen.
Right.
It's not a question of whether or not we should be invading countries. The federal government is supposed to have very easy jobs, just to print money, to ensure fair weights and measures, and to defend the country. It does a lot of other stuff besides that, but attacking Yemen is kind of like if a man from Tennessee came and robbed you and you declared war on Tennessee.
Right.
You shouldn't be going after countries so much as whoever the threat is. If Yemen itself happens to be a threat, then maybe you should look into that. But if the nation itself is not who attacked you, there's not really any reason to attack Yemen.
Have you read 1984, George Orwell's 1984? So would you agree with me that book is basically true? Because we're in an endless war right now with Afghanistan, Iraq, possibly now Yemen.
Right.
We've got unmanned drones, planes with no human being in it, controlled remotely, bombing people in Pakistan.
Right.
What is your view on that? Would you agree that we're in an endless war right now, or?
Well, we're in an endless war by nature because somehow we've declared war on terrorism. I don't know how that's like declaring war on hippieism.
Right.
Terrorism is not something that can be conquered. Right. So, as far as being in an endless war, yes, as long as the parameters are eradicating terrorism, because that's simply impossible. Hatred will always be around.
Right. And are you familiar with the book called Blowback? It was mentioned by Ron Paul during the 2008 presidential debates.
Yeah, I studied that briefly in the political science classes last year.
And so you probably know about, I think it was in the 60s, we basically took down Iran's leader and put in place a kind of democratic leader which we could work more closely with.
Right.
And that was done using our CIA. So we have a history of interfering with foreign governments. We have a history of manipulating, Muslim countries for our benefits. And would you not say that leads to these terrorist attacks?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't say that it leads to it. What leads to terrorist attacks is hatred.
It inspires them and gives them more than enough reasons to hate us. The fact that we interfere with their country, that's something I can't get past. Is that if we meddle with them over there, then of course they're going to be angry at us.
Right.
And I watched a documentary on the Iraq War. And it was these three men patrolling their neighborhood. Yeah. And they were probably 30-something-year-olds with beards, khakis and t-shirts. They didn't look like Al Qaeda. They didn't have robes over their heads. Right. And they had AKs. And the cameraman said, what are you guys doing? Why are you out here in the middle of the night with AKs? And they said, we're patrolling our neighborhood. They said, why? He said, because the Americans are here. They're here to help you. They're here to keep you safe. Right. He said, no, they're destroying our country. They're invading neighborhoods.